Welcome to The Prize Inside. The Prize Inside. A chiropractor's journey in everyday holistic health and vitality. Here, your host, Dr. Jeremy Myers, delves into the remarkable journeys of everyday people who have embraced the path to health and healing. Through his practice, Dr. Jeremy encounters inspiring stories of profound transformation and the power of true healing within each of us. Stay tuned as we discuss various holistic topics and unlock the healing potential that lies within us all.
Good evening, everybody, and welcome to Whole Health Weekly, a Prize Inside edition on Wednesday, where you go over the news, relevant news in the health and wellness. I found some more research areas that I could do, so I'm pretty excited about that. So what I do is I go through, try to scour the internet. I actually forgot. Let me actually do this while I'm on with you. Oh, no, she's gone. Well, my office manager is away, so I'm not going to bother her because she has a busy weekend with family. So we're not gonna bother her with her TikTok trends because we got plenty of information to go over tonight. But what we do is try to go through the trends of healthcare, holistic, different things that we see in the news, whether they're actually good holistically or not. There's a lot of different things out there that pull you in a certain direction, maybe not be the best move, or they might be a fantastic thing. You think of all the detoxes and all the different supplements that are like the world-changing thing, and this one lady tells you to take 27 different supplements and it's a game changer, and then you don't notice a difference. What I want to do is kind of dispel a lot of those, not necessarily saying, hey, they don't work. The big thing is understanding how they are going to work for you. And then we go through, I go to Dr. Mercola is a really good website. If you ever get into it, get in on his email list. He does a really good job of like breaking down health related articles all the time. So I always recommend that website. That's one website I use a lot because his in-depth knowledge on that. So with that said, this is the Whole Health Weekly episode 29. We also do chiropractic principle number 29. So that's pretty fun. There's 33 chiropractic principles, and we've done 29 of them, which is great. If you want to go through each beginning of Whole Health Weekly, in the very beginning, we all go through each and every principle. So principle 1 through 28, we already have done. So if you want to go back, and I'm going to show you how to do that yes, excellent. I'm going to bring that up in just a minute, Julie, because that's a good one. So I'm going to give you the way you can kind of track the different videos if you miss them or if you're not on. If you get on my Rumble channel, which is, I think I broke 50. I'm pretty pumped. Our last video got me over the top. I was like at 46 or 47 people. And that's big for me. I don't pay for any of this. I just wanted to grow organically and create my own group of people that really want to do this, like Julie. Like Julie is on all the time. And if you get on here and comment and you come to my office, my invention, my carpal tunnel brace, I will get you one. I gift you one as well. So remember, there is a free gift in this if you get in there. So what we have is this Rumble channel. It has all the videos. The other way to do it is if you like to listen, we are on all the podcasts. Anywhere you can find a podcast, we pretty much are on there. It's called The Prize Inside, a Chiropractor's Journey. I enjoy, and I haven't been able to do it yet just because of timing, but a lot more interviews. So I'm going to try to make sure, especially this winter, that I get some really good interviews. I have one in my head. I have to get with her. I haven't seen her in a minute. But one of these times I'm going to get Mary on. Mary is fantastic. I have so many I want to get on. And they've said yes. And so I just have to like line it up correctly. Right. So anyway, so tonight, so these are two places you can go to. Just all you got to do is subscribe to them. The other one is we have a Substack. So these are the three things I do. So this Substack all of this is free. It's just ways to kind of keep track. If you really like it, you can find the different episodes. The Substack gets you on an email list that I can send. I haven't done a lot of articles, but it'll send out an email to say, hey, I'm live, or, you can catch the video. Okay. So these are different ways. I put them in the comments. So hopefully you all get them. And before I get into chiropractic principle number 29, Julie says, hello. Hi, this is Julie. I have been listening to a podcast on how your thoughts can affect your health. And you said the same information. That is correct. I think they look, one of the 49 followers might be a secret person that's like stealing no, I'm just kidding. My stuff is all open source. I'm not the first one to ever say that. Dr. Bruce Lipton. There's a lot of really great authors out there that really showed me that your thoughts are like this one guy, the Mike Dooley, I'll put him in the thing. The one I learned visualization from says your thoughts become things, right? Your thoughts become things. And so when that occurs, that doesn't change. Your thoughts are your health as well. And so I see that every day, in people's approaches to how they get injured, or, what overwhelms you. And so the thoughts are the thing. Right? It's one of the three major kickers to how you stay holistic and healthy in your life. There's three, right? Thoughts, toxins, trauma. 3. Thoughts, how you think is going to keep you healthy. Toxins, keeping away from the stuff in the environment that could get you. And trauma, try to not overdo, right? Over physical, a lot of these different things that could lead to that traumatics, right? Sometimes you can't help it. Sometimes you can. So with that said, let's go into the 29th principle of the 33 chiropractic principles, and I'll explain it. It's probably, in my opinion, once you've understood what innate intelligence is, universal intelligence, we've walked through that. This one is super important, and it was written in like 1910. I believe. I can't remember when it was written. I wonder if I got it. 1927. So this is 1927. These were written. This is wild that it's so true today. So principle number 29 is this: interference with transmission of innate forces. There can be interference with the transmission of innate forces. So when he's saying innate intelligence, he's talking about your innate intelligence. Your innate intelligence, consciousness, there's an intelligence built within us that each and every cell has. And with that it creates these forces these forces are what cooperate with the universal intelligence that's around us. So think nature. So I love using the easiest one. Gravity on our earth keeps us down on the ground. We need a muscle and skeletal system to combat. So the innate intelligence would have an innate force of muscle strength, calcium in your bones. All of these things would be kind of potentially innate forces that cooperate with the universal or nature, right? And so there's nothing better than what God has created in any of this, right? And so that is what is so fantastic. Good question. Barb, I like that one. I should quit thinking. That's great. It is true. That's one reason we do the Whole Health Weekly, because I saw a niche in the market, man. I saw it. I kept saying, people keep Googling things. I was like, my pinky hurts. I think I have pinky cancer. No, just because Google tells you you have pinky cancer, or I just read an article on pinky cancer. I'm like, don't do that to yourself. We were talking about that this week. A patient of mine came in, and we were talking about he's plays in a big band. Like, they go all over the state, very, very good guitar player. And I had just met him, and I said, we were talking about that our pathology. So we have this class in chiropractic school called pathology. It's where you get to see all these the craziest conditions known to man. You see, the African situations with worms and anything that could probably keep you up at night. You'd probably, you were learning in this class, right? And so what would occur is there is a psychological condition where you start thinking you have that, right? So there's this crazy intestinal worm that's only done in Africa, but the symptoms kind of relate to how you're feeling that day. So all of a sudden you kind of think you got it. So a lot of times that class was very interesting because all of us were like, oh, didn't feel the greatest. It was super fascinating, but you're like, man, it can put you down a rabbit hole pretty quick. So remember, your thoughts can cause you problems too. So your thoughts can give you things, if that makes sense. And then when am I having my conference? That is a great question. I'm going to aim for August. So it's going to be, I got to lock down a date. I think it's going to be a Saturday. We're going to try to do one Saturday. Anyone on here or that has watched my videos will put a little secret code probably the next time. And you say that code and it will be, it's going to be free we'll just we'll just cap how many people can come in. So it's going to be an anti-inflammatory from start to finish. It may take a few of these courses, but I really want to get a group together so we can really have a great discussion. And I have a nice place we can meet. I have three nice places we can actually do. I want to do the first one at my home, and then we kind of walk through that because I've got it set up for that. And then from there, I have another place I want to take you guys. So my hope is this becomes a nice trend where that occurs. Okay. So I'm going to aim for sometime in August. I think that'll be a good time to do it. I could change, Julie. I promise you. So I'm just trying to figure out the right date for everyone so that it doesn't go kind of, unattended because it's new. So I don't know if I get like 4 or 5 people, that'll be enough for me. So that's all that matters. If I get 100, that'd be great too. But I'll have to make different arrangements if that happens. So with that said, so we did principle number 29 is that there can be an interference with the innate forces. The innate energy that is given out is how did this communication problem break down? Through thoughts, through toxins, through traumas. And that's what chiropractic does. A lot of times chiropractic is all about making sure your spine is really, really good in the joints of your body so that your nervous system is unimpeded to be able to function as it goes. So that's what chiropractic entire principle is. Our job is to recalibrate the communication system. And so whichever way that is, and a lot of times people think chiropractic adjustment only, but there's so many things to it. We're looking at thoughts, you're looking at toxins, you're looking at trauma. We want to address all of them. Okay. So with that said, let's go into what we have for trends this week. So these are holistic health trends that are kind of on social media as of this week. So, which is kind of cool. So like sometimes they're going to be great. Sometimes they're not. And we'll talk about them, but this one is pretty good. So this one is in the mindfulness and mental clarity aspect. Mindfulness meditation is gaining traction for boosting mental clarity and reducing stress. Posts on studies showing its benefits for immune support, reflecting a growing interest in a holistic mental health practices. So, and we've had some videos. There's lots of videos out there. I'll give you some recommendations too. I suggest all the time to meditate. So I do 2. In our 1% tribe, you've heard this. I do meditation, visualization. I do one in them. I split them up. You can do it however you want to, but I do a meditation or a visualization in the morning. And then I do a meditation or visualization at night. I just make sure I do both of them per day. The visualization helps you, engage that innate intelligence, that thought pattern, right? And so it allows you to start healing on a different level. Meditation allows us to get to a place called the parasympathetic nervous system, where we actually kind of rest our brain, try to forget about things for a minute. And even if you suck at it, it's worth the 1 to 2 minutes of just not allowing your brain to go crazy, right? I think every minute, I want to say there's like 1 to 200 thoughts per day, thoughts going through there, right? And once we do this thing where we just kind of take the time, 10 minutes, that's seriously 10 minutes, to just kind of sit back, relax. One thing that happened to me, and I'll give you my experience with meditation. Once I started doing it, and I started using it like phone apps. So I had some phone apps that I started working with. One is called Calm, Calm. So the Calm app, that one's really, really good. It has lots of options. One is called Headspace. Headspace is more, it kind of walks you through how to meditate. So it's really good, a beginner's, guide to that. There's a lot of good meditation ones on there. Prayer meditations. There's a lot of really good ones. But what it does is it creates this clarity, right? And I'm kind of, if anybody's known me, I'm a talker. I'm a OCD all the time, constantly moving. When I started doing this meditation, it was phenomenal how effective and efficient I became at certain things. A lot of times I would struggle like with paperwork and all these things, because I'd want to move on to the next thing. What occurred in the meditation, it gave me balance to go in and start getting things done. And I became more of an efficient person. But when that started occurring, I just couldn't believe the amount of time I'm getting back. Because what you have to do now is understand that the best currency in the world, no matter how much money or anything you have, and Steve Jobs would say this because he's passed away now and he was a bazillionaire, your best currency is your time, okay, to take care of, and the time that it takes. And I heard this from a doctor. You want to take care of yourself in that time frame so you get more time, because we steal time. Bad thoughts steal time. Bad toxins in your body steal time. And it's a pretty significant situation, and we've all seen it, So you've seen people in your life that have like a toxic situation. So let's say somebody that drinks alcohol, or they're an alcoholic. They're letting a toxin steal their time, right? They're letting this toxin steal time from them, right? And then maybe the thoughts are what they needed to work on. And maybe they're drinking because of these thoughts. So there's an additional amount of time. And the amount of amazing people that I've met in my life that have lost their lives because of these time sucks, because they don't value the health like they should. That is a huge part of why I am who I am. Health, like health and holistic life is about that, is about gaining that time back, right? So just remember that the meditation is a huge part. It's a super important part. And I'm telling you, if you got into it, you are going to notice a big, huge difference in your life. So, man, that's why I like doing the Whole Health Weekly. That was a good one. So meditation, remember that. Calm is the app. Headspace is another app. And they will send me my check in the mail with my as you guys buy that. Okay. The next trending topic, it's been this way for about a little bit of late last year, but nutrition and gut health. Nutrition is a key focus with healthcare professionals. It's actually changing, which is true, emphasizing food and supplement trends in guiding patient care. There's a strong push towards gut health, which consumers prioritize digestive wellness through probiotics and dietary changes. Cutting processed foods is also predicted to be a top trend for 2025, which is amazing for me and you because we've been talking about it for a really long time. You have somebody that has a major gut problem, let them know that we have a really cool gut health program at the office. I'm running several people through it now. It's fantastic. It goes at your speed, and we're around for a really long time on it. So if it's something of interest, let me know and we can walk you through that. This one's kind of interesting. And we'll go into the pros and cons. So plant-based diets are trending for their heart health benefits, driven by consumers' demand for sustainable and ethical health practices. This aligns with broader wellness trends, emphasizing eco-conscious choices. Okay. So that one, up and down, I would say I'm not against, a vegetarian plant-based type diet. I think you're shorting yourself though. And so I've always thought about that. I think it's, I have a hard time saying that the plant-based diet is better than a carnivore and plant-based, right? Because the problem is there's so many other essential minerals, nutrients, and all those kind of things in meat as we know it. We just have to start understanding how this meat, getting the most out of that nutritional value. I always think of, like an Indian tribe or a hunter that blesses their food, right? So when I'd always watch these, like a Indian movie or something where the tribe goes out on a hunt, they kill the animal, they bless the animal, they use all of the animal, right? We don't do that in our society now. There's so much waste, and the problem isn't the waste as much as the value of the things that are wasted. So that's where the broths come in, right? So like having a nice beef broth, using a bone, like a big bone marrow, like saving all of those pieces and parts, you get cartilage nutrition, you get all of those things. One of the reasons I think that we don't have a lot of cartilage, we have a lot of cartilage joint issues, is because we don't ingest sorry, I'm like doodling with some, we don't get a lot of those cartilage, micro elements that come out of, slow cooking a beef. And we throw away the broth, right? The broths can be a huge thing, very easy to save. You can freeze a lot of those things and they can be super valuable. The fats are super valuable too. So remember, plant-based is good. There's no doubt. I can see the nutritional value in all of it. You get a ton, but you are missing stuff when it's not, if it's not both, I think. But that's me on that bandwagon. All right. And then AI into healthcare. We've talked about this a little bit. I'm going to be a hard person. We're not going to do a lot of these things. The problem is I don't want you wearing these wearable technologies all the time. There's a few different reasons. One, if I'm constantly monitoring my blood pressure, constantly monitoring my sleep, all of these things, you start become crazy on checking it, making sure everything's okay, making sure you're not panicking, right? That's one of the problems with a lot of these newer ones. They're going to try to, and in good intentions, I'm guessing, they're going to try to get us to monitor our health in ways that you won't imagine with these like AI technologies. I'm guessing they're going to have wearable technology going, hey, you shouldn't eat that last donut. You have a ton of sugar in you, like those kind of things. Maybe that could help, as you go. But the problem is it's going to make us kind of crazy about watching those. So you can have this condition that it's literally going to happen where you're very nervous about those processes, right? But the other thing is, the biggest one out of all those is it screws up your biofield, your electromagnetic frequency radiation that's around your body. We have a 5 foot around us, at least, field of energy that comes around us. Some people call it chakras, whatever you want to call it. We have a biofield, and this biofield is being impeded all the time. computer screens, phones. It's called electromagnetic frequency radiation, EMF. Those kind of situations are very damaging. They cause cellular problems, all these things. What do you think those wearables are doing? They're throwing a ton of EMF at you. And so just in there, you can have DNA cellular damage just by wearing it for too long. My suggestion is because it's such a valuable tool, is wear it maybe when you're working out in some parts. Rachel has an Apple iWatch. And with that watch, I just did it. I worked out, and part of my workout was a half-mile run, but I'm on the road. So I grabbed her watch, stuck it on, so I knew how far a half mile was, and then came back, took it off, and then did the rest of the workout. My workout was kind of like half mile, do some stuff, and then do another half mile and do some more stuff. So I was able to just take the watch off, put it aside. Don't mess with my biofield while I'm trying to work out. Right. So, but sometimes you'll want to carry it because it gives you some good information. So I knew exactly which tree I had to go to every time for the half mile. So wear them cautiously and just know it. Knowledge is power. And if we control the AI technology, right, then it's not going to control you. Okay. So that'll be the next thing. Just like drugs, just like healthcare, the sick care model. The idea was to take your power away. It was to take your power away. Say, hey, I'm sick. I need to do this no matter what, right? But the more knowledge you have, the better healing you'll always do. Okay. All right. Okay, so those are the trends for this week that were on Twitter. If you like these, sometimes they're really, really good, and we go into some controversy. A lot of times, I don't know if I'm going to get a lot of controversy as much because a lot of people are thinking in the same terms of chiropractic. This used to be stuff that, oh my gosh, we would give up trying to talk about it because everybody, let's say 7 years ago, people would be like, oh, that holistic mumbo jumbo. My doctor didn't say that. So what? Now it's crazy. Like the amount of people that are really, really enjoying this. So let's go into Dr. Mercola's awesome articles tonight, and we'll give you some info on that. So let's go into, I like this. This is a good article. It's called Study Shows How Daylight Boosts Your Immune System. And this is by Dr. Joe Mercola. And just remember to get on his website. That's fantastic, his articles. So I try to read just the synopsis, but it's enough information usually to get the idea. Okay, so your immune system's frontline defenders, called neutrophils, are most powerful in the early morning when activated by daylight exposure. Light works as an internal alarm, switching your immune response on at the right time and boosting your body's ability to fight infection. I'll repeat that. Your immune system's frontline defenders, called neutrophils, which is one of the cells of the immune system, are most powerful in the early morning when activated by daylight exposure. So sunrise. Okay, sunrise is super important for your immune system. Light works like an internal alarm, switching your immune response on at the right time and boosting your body's ability to fight infection. When you stay up late, miss morning sunlight, or get too much artificial light at night, your immune rhythm falls out of sync, leaving you more vulnerable. Research shows that your immune system is not only reactive but timed, meaning when you're exposed to pathogen matters. Meaning when you're exposed to pathogen matters as much as how you fight them. That's a weird sentence. Sorry, that's not me. That's the sentence. Simple changes like getting outside in the morning and limiting screen time use before bed can reprogram your immune system to respond faster and more effectively. So there's been a ton of research. I'm researching a lot on this. subject, which is great. Sunlight is huge, but now we're actually understanding when those different frequencies are really effective for us. Like, so midday sun is a little the stuff you want to kind of avoid in a sense, but morning sun and evening sun are stuff that you really want. The other thing to always think about is trying to get as little light, like artificial light, on you as you can as it darkens at night. Okay. So we've been experimenting with this. Our house looks like it's kind of funny because now as the night goes, we turn off, we have a lot of lights that go off, and we try to, if we're watching a movie, stay way away or, those kind of things. But we're trying to get to a point where we have as little artificial light as possible. And the reason you do that is because your immune system, and you will feel better, especially with these new LED lights. They actually emit some frequency out there. And so because they emit some frequency, they can cause some issues for sure. The word's out on how much, but a lot of us know that. I don't know if anybody has somebody in their life that has migraine headaches, and those LED lights are much, much worse than the incandescents. That shows you all you need to know, right? So these LEDs just blast you in the face with some type of radiation, causing some people that are light sensitive to have issues. That's one reason those daylight lights for seasonal affective disorder they can be really good. But I always say, if you can, because I don't know, because the LED lights are just coming. It's almost like impossible to get rid of them. So what do? Shut them off. Get less light and make sure you got more light into your home. That will be good. And then the biggest thing, get outside in the sun. Enjoy that sunshine, right? Get out on the porch, whatever it is. Enjoy the sunrise. Enjoy the sunset. You're going to notice a big difference in your immune system. How cool is that? That's a really good article. I'm more to come on the sunlight. I've started studying a doctor. He's kind of intense in how he speaks, so I'm trying to break down his information because he's one of those guys that he's really good, but likes to show off. He knows a lot of big words, so that doesn't help my audience. So I want to get you some good data points, and we'll probably go over that maybe next week. Maybe that'll be our Sunday show, is the sunlight stuff. I'd like that. Okay. So I probably will do that. That'll be our Sunday show. I think we'll go deep into the sunlight. Okay. So let's go into this one. He's got quite a few this week of really good. Okay. So this is from Dr. Mercola as well. The central role of gut inflammation in insulin resistance. Okay. So this is your type 2 diabetes, or almost diabetic. This is where this is. Inflammation in your colon triggers insulin resistance by sending nerve signals from your liver to your pancreas, even before your blood sugar rises. A study showed that leaky gut activates a liver stress response, which tells your pancreas to expand insulin-producing cells in preparation for metabolic stress. This entire process happened without weight gain or excessive sugar intake, proving gut inflammation alone drives insulin imbalance. Okay. So gut inflammation alone, and we're going to talk about that. You can track this hidden process using this is good too. You can track this hidden process using a test called the HOMA, HOMA-IR, which reveals how hard your body is working to control your blood sugar, often before glucose levels become abnormal. I'm going to remember that. This is a screenshotty one. So we're going to look up. Hang on. That is one that. Okay. There we go. All right. I'm back. Okay. That one, that would be interesting. Healing your gut with the right kinds of fiber, eliminating inflammatory foods, helps restore beneficial butyrate levels, repair your gut lining, and lower your risk for insulin resistance. Okay. So what this is saying, essentially, one of the best ways to think about this is not only do you have to eat right, you have to restore your gut. Okay. So when people say gut health, it's a process. Okay. So we have to get our gut microbiome back to where it needs to be. We need to get healthier. The problem is like, even if we eliminate these sugars and eliminate this and eliminate that, that's great. But our gut bacteria is not working right. Then you're going to have some insulin resistance issues anyway, because the inflammation in the nervous system isn't working properly in the stomach because we haven't fixed anything. So that's where, really good gut health will matter a lot. If you didn't know, I did a 2-parter on my Rumble channel. It's on there on digestive health, how to eat clean on there. Also what you can do for each process in the digestive world. Like I said before, we have a program at the office that's fantastic as well. So just remember, it's a process that's worth your time. Okay. So it's definitely worth your time to do it. And you'll feel so much better. So remember, gut health, it's always central role in the last bunch of years. So I don't think it's going anywhere anytime soon. Ooh, I like this one. Okay, so let's talk about vitamin B1, because we all need dopamine raising. Vitamin B1 enhances motivation for exercise by raising dopamine. They should make that into shots then. I'm just kidding. Okay, so motivation isn't just about willpower. It also starts with brain chemistry. Dopamine drives your internal momentum to act. It's the vitamin B1 is also called thiamine. Let me write that into the chat, actually, so you guys know. There we go. All right. So thiamine is B1. All right. So it plays a key role in keeping the system energized. Thiamine deficiency disrupts energy metabolism in high demand organs like the brain and the heart. Early symptoms include fatigue, brain fog, irritability, and poor physical recovery after exertion. New research shows a fat-soluble form of thiamine called tetrahydrofuryl, TDFD, increases your motivation to exercise by activating brain arousal systems. That's cool. So this what was it? See, I learned stuff with you guys. That's the cool part. Okay, so TTFD is the way this thiamine comes. So this TTFD stuff, what did it say? It increases your motivation to exercise by activating brain arousal systems. Just B1. That's pretty awesome. Okay. Thiamine also helps your body clear fatigue by improving lactate handling and carbon dioxide output, both of which are essential for efficient recovery after physical or mental exertion. To support healthy thiamine levels, eat nutrient-dense whole foods that provide a spectrum of B vitamins. Avoid alcohol, which is a big kicker. Refined sugar is the other big kicker, and supplement when needed. And then correct your magnesium. So make sure your magnesium's the level is good. Let me see if it has in here. Where is the? Let me do this real quick. I always like giving the whole food. I have one in my head. I think I know, but I don't want to say it wrong. Best source for B1 or. Okay. So what is the best source? I'm guessing. I don't want to say it wrong. Oh, okay. So so probably the best sounds crazy, but pork. Pork can be up there. Legumes, whole grains like brown rice, oats, whole wheat bread provide a lot of thiamine. fish, especially trout and salmon, nuts and seeds. One of the best is macadamia nuts and sunflower seeds, which is okay. Your pork and legumes and whole grains are probably your best bet. And the fish, like trout and salmon. Everything else is kind of smaller cheese. So remember that. B1, huge importance. Oh, look who's here. Well, hello, Mr. Casey. I'm glad you finally got to come. See, my audience is it's like distance away. He's like all the way up in a land far, far away. But thanks for showing up. Hopefully you'll get something out of this, or you can razz me in the chat as well. This is my brother, Casey. He is awesome. We haven't seen each other in a minute, but it will be good. All right. I thought of you, Casey. Me and Lexi are going to go to Superman. See if it's any good. All right. So I'll keep talking. I'm going to stop. All right. So we're going to go on to the next thing. Let's do this one. And then we're going to go. We got about 10 minutes left because I don't want to make it too long for you guys. Vitamin D deficiency, which is a huge problem in immune cells and immune health in general, right? So you want to make sure, no matter what, you make sure you know your vitamin D level. Is it normal? Is it low? It will make a massive difference in your health, okay? So this article is by Dr. Mercola again. It's called Vitamin D Deficiency in Fatty Liver, a growing health concern with actionable solutions. Vitamin D deficiency is strongly linked to non-alcoholic fatty liver disease, which I am actually seeing on a regular basis. People are having this liver stuff and they're not alcoholics, they're not drinking even. And now they've linked it to lower vitamin D level. So we want to make sure our liver is good, right, for everything. So it's a growing metabolic disorder that often develops silently until serious damage occurs. Research shows that vitamin D controls liver function at the genetic level, activating fat-burning genes while suppressing fat storage, making it key for preventing and reversing liver damage. Vitamin D supplementation in studies significantly decreases the liver fat, reduces the inflammation, and restores the proper mitochondrial function to livers that are damaged, and especially in older populations. Other essential nutrients for liver include vitamins E, B12, and folate, which work together to regulate fat metabolism, reduce inflammation, and support detoxification. Practical solutions include eliminating vegetable oils, like we talk about. The seed oils are what they're talking about, which are crap, right? The seed oils are probably one reasons that it's caught. Anything that says fat-free is probably the wrong move, okay? Because it's mostly made with seed oils. And the reason they get away with low calories is because it's not even food. There's no actual stuff. That's why seed oils and deep fried, all that is hurting our health in so many ways. So this is high. So we want to make sure we have good sun exposure, like what we just talked about in the other article, enjoying that morning sunlight to get your immune system and your neutrophils kicked up. That is great. And then and at night you want to do that as well. So making sure your sun's good, testing your vitamin D like I just said, and then combining vitamin D3 with magnesium and K2. So making sure you have magnesium and K2 helps a lot. It's those three in combination really work well. I'm a little disappointed because medical hasn't come along and understood that yet, and I don't expect them to, because it gets thrown at you. Unless you study nutrition, a lot of times you're not going to know this. So like vitamin D, vitamin D3, K2, magnesium. You don't have to take a lot of it, and they're not expensive supplements, but you have to take all three to get the right combination so they all work. So your innate intelligence, your cells can utilize it the best. If you take vitamin D3, K2, and magnesium, a lot of times you're going to allow your body to utilize calcium better, even without a calcium supplement. So remember that, okay? All right. So hopefully that wasn't too much crazy. Okay. Now for our final piece of Whole Health Weekly, we're going to go into the holistic research that is found this week. And I found some really cool stuff in chiropractic, acupuncture, and those kind of things. So let us talk about this. All right. So let's go into the first one. This was a study published April 14th of this year. It explored they call it myofascial pain syndrome, which you guys know is fibromyalgia. It causes these trigger points, and it found that chiropractic adjustments have been majorly can really help associated with these trigger points. So by getting adjusted, it helps a ton with the pain management. Now, it's a serious study, so a lot of times they're not going to say, hey, it cured it or anything, but it does alleviate a lot of the symptoms a person with fibromyalgia has, even though it's kind of in fibromyalgia. A lot of times those people are going through almost a body crisis. And so what happens is they feel like they can't get adjusted. And many times if you do it a good way, get very simple adjustment protocols in, a lot of times you're going to help the process, not hurt it. And so sometimes it just hurts. These people hurt all the time. Like fibromyalgia type people, they have a lot of things going on. And with that, chiropractic doesn't sound appealing to them, but if they are able to go through it, they will feel better. And that's what that study is showing. Neck pain manual or neck pain and chiropractic adjustments. I hate calling it manual therapy because no one knows what that is. So the study suggests that manual therapy, a core chiropractic technique, can enhance the outcome when you add exercise, if you add exercises to neck pain management. So that was pretty easy. Persistent neck pain. So obviously something we know, but it's nice to have it on in data and studies, right? And then where was the other one I really liked? Oh, this is the last one. This was this week, actually. There was a recent study that suggests that chiropractic adjustments to the neck, especially, but this is actually every place. So, but to chiropractic adjustments to the body improve the brain-body communication, potentially reducing neck stiffness and related discomfort. While not a peer-reviewed source, this reflects ongoing discussions about chiropractic's neurological benefits. So there's a ton of really good neurological studies going on in brain health and chiropractic adjustments. So remember that. That's coming as we go. Now we'll go on from the chiropractic side to some other really cool things. Some different ones, and I'll walk you through them. I don't want to bore you to death, but acupuncture. There's a really good one on acupuncture and post-stroke aphasia. They did a study in Frontiers in Humans Neuroscience, and it evaluated acupuncture's effectiveness for post-stroke aphasia. Aphasia is the ability not to speak very well. The study found that acupuncture, often combined with speech therapy, showed significant improvements in language function compared to controls. This supports acupuncture's role as a complementary therapy in neurological recovery. That's pretty big. So a lot of these studies are going to be like not over the top, right? You're not going to see me go, oh my gosh, it's a miracle. But they do it in a very succinct way so that you go, okay, maybe acupuncture with somebody that has had a stroke could be a fantastic thing. The other thing that you're noticing, even in my medical world, I've seen in my 25 years, when somebody had a stroke prior, the resulting side effects of that stroke were pretty grueling. Now, if the person gets intervention quick enough, I am amazed, absolutely amazed at how people recover from these stroke situations. It is unheard of what the process is doing. So it's we've come a long way in a lot of different things. There's some kind of miracle drug, and maybe somebody in the comments know what I'm talking about, but there's some type of good question. Nitric oxide is fantastic, Julie. You build it yourself. Remember our but I'll bring that up in just a second because that is a good question. So a lot of times with strokes, many times what happens is there's this new drug that literally like opens it back up, and you're actually seeing people recover almost like they didn't have a stroke. Now, in my holistic world, if you had a stroke, then we probably should do something holistic to make sure that we're as healthy as we can. Nitric oxide. Nitric oxide is something your body uses and builds, and it's fantastic. It's one of those kind of situations. The best way I can say, great energy, all those things. It's in the energy process. It creates good energy and you feel good. But remember, your body kind of helps. It needs that process so it can produce it. So when we have something that can be produced, we don't want to take so much that it replaces our body's ability to give you nitric oxide. Okay, so let me look up the best way they do. Because nitric oxide is a very big supplement in a lot of fields, a lot of weightlifting. So it's the nitric oxide gas that is in its it supports blood flow, muscle recovery, cardiovascular health. It does do that. It is really good. It helps with the immune systems. L-arginine is a good supplement for it. L-citrulline, beet powder, a lot of good things out there. But just remember, when you have something that has a nitric oxide production, that we don't want to take it all the time because we want to make sure that we're not taking things that your body produces all the time. Okay, we go back to the melatonin story. Your body produces melatonin. Melatonin's a hormone. It allows you to go to sleep. Yes. The problem is like, especially in a young person, if you give them melatonin, the body stops producing it because it doesn't need to make it. It's the most efficient machine in the world. So I'm giving you melatonin. Those cells find something else to do. And so it stops making that melatonin, allowing the kid to get addicted. Side thing. They are fantastic. So remember that one. That was a good question. Yoga for chronic pain management. There was a huge study that says the pain intensity improvements and everything else with yoga, like a very good yoga practice, it changes your quality of life, everything else. That one's a good research article. Ooh, I like this one. This is a good research one. This is why I'm glad I did this one. So, herbal medicine and gut health. I wonder who you know that knows how to do all that. So, research published in the phytotherapy research investigated the use of herbal remedies like turmeric and ginger for managing inflammatory bowel disease. The study found that these herbs reduced inflammation markers in some patients, suggesting potential as adjunctive therapies in holistic gut health management. And what did we talk about? Inflammation. Gut inflammation is one of the keys to your immune system working right as well, right? And so sometimes we got to get these nice herbs, turmeric, ginger, bromelain's another one. You have all these nice anti-inflammatories. They're able to kind of keep that immune system in check, where it should be, allowing it to do its job. When inflammation gets out of control is when we have these different issues. Irritable bowel syndrome is one of them. Okay. Then I think, oh man, this one is near and dear to my heart. I hope it happens. So this is July 2025. I push it all the time. I know the hospitals around me, I believe I could do it. I think we're close. I don't know how I'd pull it off, but I'd love to do it. So, a report from the Journal of Alternative and Complementary Medicine July, noted a growing trend of the U.S. hospitals integrating complementary therapies like acupuncture, massage, and chiropractic. Approximately 45% of surveyed hospitals in 2024 offered at least one such therapy, 42%, up from 42%, so 3% increase in 2010, reflecting increased acceptance of holistic approaches. Now, I'm going to give you some insights on this. It's not there yet, because the problem is a lot of times the doctors, the medical sick care model doctors, don't understand what we do. And the process of self-healing is not just I see you 3 times and your back's better, right? There's a lot to it. There's a new lifespan. There's a new lifestyle. It's kind of like saying I'm done working out after 3 because I got the muscles I want. So you did three exercises and it's over. We understand it as a lifestyle change, right? And so a lot of times, once my hospitals start understanding that, I think there's a world there that could be really, really good. Two phases I think would help hospitals a lot would be in the acute ER situation. Chiropractors are amazing at that acute chiropractic or acute care for headaches and back pain. The other one is chronic pain, because it's a process that you can do over and over again, get this process going and train that body to do what it's supposed to over time. That's why like regular chiropractic adjustments can be really, really valuable. So with that said, my friends, hopefully you enjoyed tonight. We did perfectly. I try to keep it to an hour, so it's not too bad. But I think I'm just loving this research stuff, right? But remember, if you ever reach out, you can reach out to me on Facebook, message me anyway. Some of you have cell phone, email, whatever. If you have a subject you want me to talk about and we want to discuss in more detail, let me know. And we can do that on a Wednesday night or something. So with that, you guys enjoy the rest of your night and, just eat some turmeric. Do something good for yourself tonight. Enjoy sleeping. Get out. Enjoy. Is the sun still up? Yeah. Get outside a little bit before you go to bed. Turn off some lights. All right. Well, have a great night, guys. Take it easy.